Hey guys, it is me, the Run Back, and today we are running back a match with Blue Ace and Newgate versus Purple Katakuri. We win the dice roll and choose to go first, ending up keeping a hand of 3-cost blocker Marco, 4-cost blocker Marco, 2k vanilla Ace, a 6-cost Jozu, and then a 5-cost Ace that lets us cheat something off the top as long as it's 4 less. And obviously with our leader ability, you can see how this would be a snap keep, especially with new 4-cost Marco. I really do believe it is the best turn 3 currently that I can think of. It's really good in this deck. I don't think there is anything we can do that's better than that. So obviously this is a snap keep, even without searchers and even without any of our kind of like late game combo pieces of Newgate. Here I'm cutting his deck. This is the second time he's mulliganed. And we were kind of joking. I was like, messing with his top card. And I was like, you don't get that one. And it's funny because he's like, oh, is it a pudding? I don't tell him, but it is a pudding. He really needs that card in this matchup because this matchup is really, really difficult with the amount of aggression that I'm putting in. He can theoretically use leader ability on attack, but when you're just throwing out 6k attacks, oftentimes it's not worth it. It is just genuinely a rough play. So we're gonna get it started here. My only play this turn is to cycle the 2k on top of my deck. So the reason I do this is because I think your opponent always has to assume you have a 2k, and especially on a turn where they're not swinging like that, you can just pitch that 2k to the top because it's an assumption that they have, and it really doesn't give them any information if you think about it, other than you have a 2k, which is like just almost nothing in my opinion. That's not any information at all. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go to our second turn here. Our second turn is really cut and dry. It is going to be a 5k swing with my lead, and then we're going to cycle on top, see if I can get maybe a Namule or something. But since I don't, I'm actually going to play the 3-cost blocker Marco, because either way we have a good turn at 3 here. There we go. And then you're going to pass the turn. The thing with this Marco now is it puts him in a bad spot because Katakuris like to play 3-cost pudding, and he will actually end up playing it, and it just puts him in an awkward spot of like, I've basically tempoed his turn. As long as he swings with his leader, he's basically tempoed to just stay neutral and Dawn. And you'll see that here as he's obviously he's played the 3-cost pudding, and now he's going to swing into me. This is kind of an easy trade. I debated about it for a little too long, in my opinion. I just was like, in my head, I was like, I really don't want to deal with blocker Katakuri. Blocker Katakuri is like super annoying. I think it's like just one of like the better plays he can make, and especially keeping around the 2-cost body is really good. But I mean, ultimately the pudding is 1 Dawn more, and it's just so much more of a tempo loss for him because now he has to replay down his value engine that is the pudding. And ultimately it's just the best decision to make. And I'm kind of just telling him my thought process here before I'm kind of making him snap up the pudding again. And eventually we're just going to choose to block and bounce the pudding back to hand. And yeah. So with that, he is going to pass to us. We're going to untap our Dawn. And the thought process is this turn, we're going to throw out another 5k swing. And then we are going to, and then I untap. I just basically say, hey, we're going to go 5 of life. He's either going to give me a card or he won't. And he does end up giving us a 1k. It is the pudding he accidentally played earlier. Then I'm going to cycle the Marco to top, and we draw another Marco, which is just amazing. We love to see that we're drawing another Marco. I flub a little bit with the card there, but basically I just say, Ace comes on top, and then we reveal top, it's the Marco, put it into play. Really good tempo for us. Just insanely good tempo. And I really like the Marcos just because like you can't swing into them, and my defense is so high right now. Like we have, in a pinch, we can really get rid of the Marco to draw 2, and just we have 5 life. I just feel really good about where we're at right now. He's going to play a We're Going to Claim the One Piece. Look at the top 3. Actually, it's 5, I believe. Yeah, it's 5. He's going to reveal a 9 Mom, which is something I don't think I was paying attention to, which you'll see, because I kind of devote a little bit more to Marco at this point. He plays the 3-cost putting back again. He's going to do the same play. Just for 8 this time. Look at the top. I don't know what the top is at this point, which is interesting. And then I take the life because I just feel like it's better at this point. I want a little bit more card advantage. So I think this turn, the plan is, believe we're going to Ezo, if I'm not mistaken, into lead. But we're going to swing 5 lead. We're going to swing 6 lead with the ace. And then 6 lead again, just because we know that while our defenses are kind of low right now, we don't mind taking another life, potentially. And the Marco, he can't kill, so it's nice. We're going to reveal a Jozu, put it on top, getting a Namule, and then we're going to play Ezo and cycle it away, because I believe at this point I had 3 Jozus in hand, and I was like, I'm good. I was like, I don't want to see a Jozu, so we're going to take 5-cost ace, because that's going to be a great play into the 4-cost Marcos that I currently have in my hand. We're going to stack it where the Jozus are on the bottom, because we really don't have any like 6 costs against this deck that we're going to want to bounce back. So we're going to play the Ezo, and then we're going to bounce Ezo back to hand by playing out a Jozu in our hand. Just great tempo. This deck is so good at like maintaining its own tempo. I do think I messed up here. I did bounce the 2-cost. I should have bounced 3-cost again, just to continually be annoying. Especially because like he couldn't have cheated out the Katakuri that turn that I played. So I just definitely think I was not smart with how I did it. And I think always bouncing back that 3-cost pudding just puts them in a really annoying spot. I think I was just for some reason worried about the 2-cost popping. I can't really explain it. But we're going to see here our opponent's going to take a second. Think about what he wants to do. And then we're going to see a 8-cost Katakuri. Awesome. This is the card that like I just really feel it's definitely harder in our matchups because we lose a lot of free swings, especially with leader. But we are just up on value right now, so it's a lot harder for him. He is gonna go 6k at ace, and then I know we counter out of this. I just can't remember what I counter out with. Yeah, we're going to give him the Namule. We don't really need the block right now. Any kind of like defense is really gone with this. We're definitely going for a more aggressive moment here. And I think that kind of shows. So we're going to draw here. We drew another 5-cost ace. And in my head, I'm like, you know, I could do like a double 5-cost ace. But I think we end up going against that. I think the logic here is I was going to swing 5. I do believe this is the turn where I kind of mess up a little bit. I think I leave 3 Dawn up this turn, but we're gonna be just hyper aggressive with this one. We're just gonna keep swinging. We know that the Jozu would just get free blocked, especially considering we plan on using our Dawn. So we are going to just hold it back because there's no reason to just put it in jeopardy yet. Especially because we're fine with the ace dying. But oh, nope, I go for 11 here. Apparently I forgot. And he does take, which I think was really smart because there's no way he's trading that many cards in hand for a Katakuri. And we're just going to do the ace into Marco play like I said before. Just obviously I didn't leave the Dawn up. Getting a little cluttered on our board here. But yeah, we have a blocker ace, we have a blocker Marco, and then we have a 5-cost ace already out. So this is shaping up to be a really good board state. Just so good. This is such a good board state for me. And then obviously he only has the blocker cat. Well, I will say though, this is kind of a more dangerous area because he is now going to start dropping bombs like this Lin, who will get to bottom deck the untapped ace, which is unfortunate. So that is now at the bottom of my life. It's just kind of really hard to kind of like come back from that tempo, but we have a decent sized hand still. We're back at 5 life. It's just kind of like he's on the back foot no matter what he does. And he's gonna swing, he's gonna do, so he should have done the pudding effect here. But he does the pudding, like he should have done the pudding effect for the big mom, but he does it for the Katakuri here. But I just 2k, save the ace. I think I make a mistake here. I shouldn't have saved the ace like I'm going to right here, because I could have just 5-cost into 4-cost Marco again. But I am stupid. So we're going to definitely counter out, untap, get our 10 on turn here. Still no signs of Whitebeard or any of his real aggressors yet. So we drew a King Do for turn. So what we're going to do here is, this is the turn that I think I messed up the most. And it was mainly just because I was not thinking about using my Dawn optimally. We're going to do a free 5 swing. See what he does, because I kind of want to get more cards out of hand, so it just kind of impacts the smaller chip-ins later. So 5-cost swing here. And he gives me the 1k, which is great. We love to see that. And then we're going to swing with the ace here for 8. He takes. We're going to go 8 again, just simply because this is forcing him to, even if he blocks with the Katakuri, it's not free. So he still gets the 1k. And then I think this does change my turn a little bit. Yeah. Yep, and then we're going to go 9 into life, which he has to take. He's just in kind of a scary spot now. We're in a really good place. And I just decide to Ezo. Cycle the Ezo using leader ability. We find a 9-cost event, which is really good because it means that we can now attempt to search for our next piece, which is 10-Beard. Or sorry, 9-Gate. 9-Gate is obviously a double attack, and with the event in my hand, it has double attack rush, which is just amazing. Just an awesome play, especially against like stuff like this where you can kind of, especially decks like kind of like this Katakuri right now where he's trying to turtle a little bit with the 8-cost Katakuri. You just obviously don't want to. They don't have any life though, so we're just in a really good spot. So what he's going to do, he's going to play out a pudding, which will then give him Dawn -2. He draws 2, and he will put out a big old, he says, though, this hand changes a lot. He plays out an 8-cost Katakuri, which is massive. This is a really good turn for him. He's really stabilized a bunch of big bodies, and then obviously he has the pudding on board, the 5-cost pudding, so that's a 5k swing as well. He's going to go 7 into ace, and going to look at them on top, which is obviously an Ezo still. But he gets the 1 back. He should have done it from the 5-cost the 7-cost pudding like I was talking about earlier, but he's like, it don't matter, I'll still be at -2, and I'm like, yeah, you're right. So we just kind of let it go, and just say that like it was a leader ability. I think this is his second time piloting the deck, so just a little bit of inexperience with it. But we end up letting the ace go. We are in a good spot. We really don't need to worry about it. We have enough aggression. He's going to go 6 into, I believe, the other ace. And I am going to save it, just because, like, losing a little bit more than that. Yeah, we end up getting a king do and something else. And then he is going to swing 9. And I just block and draw 2 because I want to get to that 9 gate as fast as possible, and it will make it possible if I just get there. So again, his hand's pretty full. We're trying to just drain him of resources, and he swings at life. I take it, and then he plays an Anana. Just a great little kind of small play for him. He's blockered up. He has 3 blockers. He has all the aggression in the world that he wants, as well as the defense, and I'm kind of getting back-footed here, but my life total is still high, and I think my hand size is still decent, so I'm not really too worried here. We are going to go the typical 5 at life. I just love doing the test swings with Newgate and ace as the leader. Do 7 at life, just seeing kind of what he's gonna do here. He's leader abilitying, and then he is, I don't know what he did there. Pretty sure he just pitched a brick. Swing 7 at lead, and then he is going to block with the 8-cost Katakuri. We're then going to pay, activate the leader ability, and then we're going to play the event as we've established, and then go 10 at life. An awesome play from us, revealing the event and drawing 2. As you can see, our hand is a little bit bricked, but we've got enough to get through. Naturally, finding both pieces of the ace gate combo is really amazing. I'm very happy about it. Obviously, it's kind of like letting us kind of get the front hand. Still has 3 big swingers, but we still got blocker Marco, and we've still got a full board. Almost full board, I should say. He's going to go 9 again, and he's going to play another Big Mom. He's going to bottom of life the Marco again. Putting us up again, promptly back up to 5 life. It's really hard to just be worried when it's like, oh yeah, we're still at 5 life. And our last 2 lives, as long as we play it correctly, could just be a double Marco turn. Yeah, he's going to swing at ace. And surprisingly, I saved the ace with a Whiting Bay. He's going to go 9 at the ace. I do let it go. There's no reason to keep that. And he goes 8 at Jozu. I believe we saved Jozu with 2 1Ks here. We actually end up deciding not to. Well, we swing out the first. I didn't think about the second Katakuri, which is definitely my fault. He's gonna go 5 at life, which we're gonna take at this point, and we see our 4th Marco. Just incredible. Just always seeing those Marcos is amazing. They add so much tempo to our game plan. It's awesome. And then we drew another 2K, which is just, we're set up defense-wise. We have the event. We have the 4-cost Marco. We're just in a really good spot. That I'm very happy about. But he has only have 2 cards in hand. I definitely want to push for him to kill or defend one of the categories. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go 10 at life. Oh no, we go 12. 12 here. Because that will make him... that makes it to where he cannot pitch out to save one of the categories if he does choose to block. Which is huge. So he either has to give up Katakuri or give up that last life, which is what we want from him. He's deciding, kind of weighing his options here. Ultimately decides to let one of the cats go, which is great for us. I'm deciding what to pitch here. We're going to pitch an Ezo at the top. And we're going to decide to just go ahead and play out a 3-cost blocker number... Oh, yep, 3-cost blocker Marco. And then a 3-cost blocker... Or sorry, 4-cost blocker Marco. Just really walling up here because I really don't want him to take a 9-cost Newgate. And we're going to swing 5, you know, make him at least tap it down, see what he's doing here. We have the 1 Dawn up for the event. So we have, basically from what I can see, we have the 1-cost event, we have a 2K, and I believe that's a King deal. He is going to rest down the KO draw 2 Marco, which is unfortunate. Kind of walls us down a little bit. Oh, it's an Atmos. We have an Atmos in hand. Which is a 2K, 1K, and then the event. I'm definitely okay with trading life here, but I'm not going to trade 9-gate. I don't think it's smart. And him going, yeah, he goes 12 at it, and then now he's gonna go an absurdly big number, which is 10, 11, 12, 13. He's gonna go 13 at Newgate again. And we are going to use the ability, reveal the top. It's the Ezo that we put there earlier, and we get the defense. He's going to go 8 at the Marco, and... Oh, is he going to Marco? Yes, he is going at Marco. We could save it here and go 9, but I think it is better to have the cards. Just simply because that could be a Snake Man, which will just win us the game outright if he's not expecting it. And if you can believe it, it was a Snake Man. You just have to kind of believe that, which is great. He swings at life. I take. He swings at life again. We end up giving him. We give him a Pudding and an Atmos. He has 2 cards in hand. There's no way this doesn't go well for me. So I have choices here. The biggest choice is seeing if he gives up Katakuri blocker easily. If he does, Snake Man all the way. If he doesn't, we will have to figure it out from there. But as you'll see in a moment, we really don't care that much. We're going to go 10 at life, double attack. We see what he does here. This is what's crucial. He blocks. And then he does counter out of it, which is crazy. That gives us the go-ahead for game. He really needed the Katakuri for game next turn, and that's why he saved it. But I ultimately think that is what killed him, just due to me having the resources to... he gets to search top, which is good because we'll know it's in hand. Probably searching for a 2K of some sort. But little does he know, we do have Snake Man. Snake Man was the key deciding factor in this matchup, which is why I always suggest it. I suggested over Odin 100%. He grabs a little baby Katakuri, which I think is funny. He grabs baby cat, and I just show him I have Snake Man, and we're going to rush in and discard, make it a 9K, all that fun stuff. He does lose. It's very unfortunate. He did only see one pudding, which I think definitely hurt him tempo-wise. And overall, this was just a very hard matchup for him because of just the early game aggression, and then the late game staying power of just like blocker, or you see 9-gate and stuff like that. Overall, I love this build. I think Snake Man, again, this proves without a doubt in my mind, Snake Man is the card, because Snake Man just won me that game. I had no doubt in my mind. I mean, again, I got to do a stellar play involving Snake Man, and I think that is just what decided the victory. Please don't forget to like and subscribe whenever we go to run it back again.